Can you believe she bought it? Thought I put the apartment under my name for the tax benefit, not because it's really mine. And now she's paying half. Mark laughs. I freeze, ladle in hand. My heart is pounding so hard it feels like it might jump out of my chest. The soup bubbles behind me. I shut off the stove mechanically and listen. Mom, I told you, she won't check. She trusts me like a kid trusts their parents. Just 3 more years of mortgage payments and it's ours. Well, yours, obviously. I promised you a place in downtown. My legs go weak. I lean against the counter, trying to process what I just heard. Our condo. A 3-bedroom on the top floor in the historic district with a river view. We bought it 4 years ago. Actually, I bought it with the inheritance from my grandmother. I put down $150,000 up front, and we took out a mortgage for the rest. Back then, Mark was working as a mid-level sales manager, making half of what I did. I'm the senior accountant at a corporate firm. Stable salary, solid bonuses. But are you sure she's not going to get suspicious? I hear his mother's voice on speaker. Even through the walls, her tone is unmistakably smug. Relax, Mom. She thinks we're a team, thinks I love her, doesn't care about the paperwork. I told her I put it in my name for tax optimization. She was relieved not to deal with the forms. I remember that day at the title office. Mark had said something about a better deduction rate. I was exhausted from work. Just wanted to get it over with. I trusted him. We were married. What did it matter who the legal owner was? Smart boy, his mom coos. We played it just right. She's paying for everything. But when this is over, she's out, and the condo's mine. I'll finally leave that dump I live in. You deserve it, Mom. You sacrificed so much for me. You should have a place that makes you happy. I step away from the door, head to the front hallway. My hands are trembling as I pull on my jacket. I slam the front door hard, just loud enough so it sounds like I've just come home. Mark, I'm back, I call cheerfully. Forgot my wallet. He comes out of the bedroom, all smiles. Oh, hey, thought you were out shopping. Making soup? I look at this man I've lived with for 7 years. Tall, fit, always put together. I fell for him at a corporate event. He came as a guest with a client. Charming, witty, attentive. Flowers, fancy dinners, weekend getaways. We got married a year later. And his mom? That's a whole other story. From the first time she met me, she looked at me like I was merchandise. Short, plain. But hey, she's got money. I once overheard her saying that to Mark. I tried to believe I misunderstood. Hoped she'd come around. She didn't. She visited weekly, nitpicking my cooking, cleaning, and appearance. Mark stayed quiet. Don't take it personally. That's just how Mom is. I put up with it. She was family, and you're supposed to respect family, right? Turns out she was planning to rob me from the very start. Soup's almost ready, I say calmly, though I'm burning inside. Almost done, I add. Mark flops on the couch and flips on the TV. Just another evening, but for me, everything has changed. I serve dinner, and we chat about nonsense. I smile, I joke, but every fiber in me is screaming. Not yet, I tell myself. First, I need proof. After dinner, when Mark heads to the shower, I grab our household binder. I flip through the paperwork and find the title document. Buyer, Mark P. Simmons, my husband, and me, nowhere. But there's a signed statement. Me gifting him $150,000 toward a property purchase. Just a gift, like an idiot. The mortgage, borrower, Mark. Co-signer, not me. It's his mother, Linda Simmons. So they planned this all along. I gave the money, they put it in his name, made her co-signer so they could transfer it to her later. Or maybe it's already hers. My hands shake again. I take pictures of everything. Then I go online. How do I check a property's legal owner? County property records. You can request a title history online for a small fee. I log into the government portal, submit a request for our condo address, pay $25, says I'll get the report in 3 business days. 3 days. 3 days pretending I know nothing. For 3 days, I pretend everything is fine. I cook. I smile. I ask about Mark's day. But behind every glance, every movement, there's calculation, observation. I look at him like a stranger, like someone I used to know but no longer trust. On the third evening, the property title report from the county recorder's office arrives in my inbox. I open it with trembling hands. Owner, Mark P. Simmons. No co-owners, no shared title. In the source of funds section, it reads, gift from spouse, a gift. That's what my life savings have been reduced to. I spend the rest of the evening digging. Emails, old letters, text messages, anything. Hours pass, nothing. And then, in a dusty shoebox labeled Tax Stuff 2018, I find something folded inside a Christmas card from Linda. It's a letter of gratitude, apparently signed by me, thanking Linda for allowing me to contribute financially toward her new home as a token of my appreciation for her ongoing support and presence. The signature is mine, but I never wrote this. A forgery, or something I once signed blindly among dozens of documents? I can't tell, but it exists, and it looks official. It gets worse. I start combing through Mark's Google Drive. We have a shared folder for household budgets and grocery lists. But then I notice a shared drive I never saw before, titled simply Endgame. It's shared only between Mark and Linda. Inside, dozens of spreadsheets and PDFs, financial plans, tax documents, timeline projections, and then one folder catches my eye. Plan D? Divorce. I open the document titled strategy.docx. Primary objective, initiate divorce in a way that makes Rachel appear to be the one walking away, to minimize alimony risk and protect inherited assets. Use narrative, Rachel overwhelmed, career-focused, no time for family, start subtle conflicts, trigger therapy, let her propose separation. If necessary, plant doubts about her fidelity, use gym memberships, late work hours, etc. I sit in stunned silence. They weren't just stealing from me. They were planning to ruin my reputation too. And they thought I'd never find out? I didn't sleep again last night. The glow from my phone was the only light in the room. I spent hours rereading that document. Plan D, divorce. Every word still rings in my head. By morning, I make a decision. I call Darren, a friend from college who now works in corporate law. Hey, I need a referral for someone who specializes in family law. Discreet, strategic. He doesn't ask questions, just texts me a name and a number. That afternoon, I meet Natalie Bishop in her downtown office. Tall, sharp features, cool confidence. She greets me with a firm handshake and a look that says she's already sizing up the battlefield. Tell me everything, she says. I do. The soup, the phone call, the forged documents, the secret folder, the divorce plan. Natalie listens quietly. No interruptions. Then she folds her hands. Okay, first, don't confront them. Don't let them know you know. Not yet. I haven't, I assure her. Good. If you make a move too early, they'll start destroying evidence, deleting files, hiding money. Our best advantage right now is that they think you're still in the dark. She pulls a legal pad closer. Next, we gather. Documents, bank statements, emails, paper trails, everything. We build a timeline, we prove the deception, but until we're ready to file, we keep quiet. I nod. I've already saved some files, emails, receipts, screenshots. I can get more. Good, and check for anything with signatures, especially hers. Has Linda ever signed anything related to your finances? That night, I return home and dig through more boxes. Mark's at the gym. Or with her. I don't care. In a folder labeled Household Gifts and Holidays, I find it. A loose page with faded ink. To whom it may concern, I, Linda Simmons, confirm my request to Rachel Simmons to reclassify her prior financial contribution as a gift to her husband, Mark Simmons, for the purpose of tax simplification and family clarity. Her signature. Date: 3 weeks after we closed on the condo. It's subtle, cleverly worded, but it's a smoking gun. Proof she was aware of the deception. I show it to Natalie the next morning. Very useful, she says. They'll claim it was voluntary, but this shows coordination, that she was involved from the start. Later that week, a familiar name pops up on my LinkedIn, Michelle Carter, a former coworker I hadn't spoken to in years. We had lunch once. She always struck me as cautious with money, conservative, but she just liked a photo from a conference, a financial wellness seminar. I click through. Linda Simmons is tagged. My stomach drops. I DM Michelle immediately. Hey, Michelle. Weird question. Did you ever work with Linda Simmons? Financial advice or anything? She replies 5 minutes later. OMG, Rachel. Yes. And it was a disaster. Call me, please. I do. Rachel, she says breathlessly, she took me for $60,000. What? She pitched me some family-based real estate trust, said it was low risk, backed by insurance. I was going through a divorce, vulnerable, and she knew it. I trusted her. Linda Simmons? She introduced herself as Elaine Carter, said she worked with high-net-worth families. When I got suspicious and tried to pull out, she ghosted me. I never got my money back. My blood runs cold. She used a different name? Yes, but it was her. I swear, I've never told anyone. I was ashamed. I tell her everything, not just for catharsis, but because I need a witness. Michelle agrees to meet with Natalie. She also gives me 2 more names, women she met in the same circle. One of them, Carla Jensen, lost $45,000. Another, Nina Wright, $80,000. A pattern, a predator. Natalie starts compiling their testimonies. This isn't just a property dispute anymore, she tells me. This is potential fraud, and if she's done this across state lines... She pauses. We may be looking at federal crimes. The next day, Natalie calls. Her voice has an edge. I found something. Go on. A civil case. Filed in Nevada 3 years ago. Plaintiff listed as JT, documents sealed. But the defendant, Linda Simmons, real name, not an alias. My heart pounds. What happened? The case was dismissed, settled out of court. But the original complaint? Financial exploitation of a vulnerable adult. Sound familiar? I sit in silence. She's done this before, I whisper. Yes, Natalie says, but this time we're going to finish it. I wait until the house is dead silent. Mark is on the couch, pretending to read something on his phone. My hands are shaking, not from fear, from the effort it takes not to explode. Mark, I say. My voice is low but steady. He glances up lazily. Yeah? If I sue your mother for fraud, whose side will you be on? His brows knit. What? You heard me? He sets the phone down slowly, sighs. Rachel, come on. You're not seriously... I am. Dead serious. A long pause. You really want to throw away everything we've built over paperwork? I laugh, but it's a bitter, choked sound. Paperwork? That paperwork is the apartment I bought with my inheritance that I trusted you with. He looks away. You're making this into something it's not. Oh, really? I step closer. Then let's talk about what it is, Mark. It's you forging my signature. It's you and your mother plotting to take everything I worked for. It's you gaslighting me into believing we were a team while you planned to throw me out like trash the moment the mortgage was paid. That's not true, he snaps. Oh, save it. My voice rises. I've seen the documents, the emails, the fake gratitude letter from your mommy where I supposedly gifted you the down payment, the shared Google Drive titled Endgame. Sound familiar? His jaw tightens. You went through my stuff? I bark a laugh. You stole from me, Mark. Don't you dare act like I'm the one crossing lines. I didn't steal anything. You gave that money willingly. You manipulated me. We're shouting now. He stands. You know what your problem is? You always think you're the victim. Maybe if you weren't so obsessed with control, I was the victim, and you knew exactly how to play me. You picked me because I had money, a stable job, and just enough loneliness to ignore the red flags. He's silent. 3 more years and you were going to dump me, I hiss. You and your mother thought I was too stupid to notice. Rachel, don't. You don't get to say my name like that anymore. He turns away, shaking his head. I can't deal with this right now. I laugh again, sharp as glass. Of course you can't. It's always too much for you when someone holds up a mirror. Later that night, as if to add insult to injury, I get an email from Linda. Rachel, I know things are tense right now, and I'm sorry you're upset. But remember, money is just numbers. What matters most is family. Let's not let this spiral. Warmly, Linda. I stare at the screen. I can almost hear her smug little voice. Money is just numbers? You mean the $150,000 I gave, that you and your son stole? That money was my grandmother's legacy. That money was supposed to be my security. not a number. I forward the email to Natalie along with everything else. This isn't just betrayal, it's war. But then something changes. A message pings my phone. From Twitter. Hi, Rachel. I'm Liam Weaver, a journalist with Finance Rewired. I'm investigating a pattern of real estate fraud involving elder trust abuse. Your mother-in-law's name has surfaced in multiple reports. May I contact you confidentially? I freeze. Linda's name is already in other cases. I message Natalie. She calls instantly. Do it, she says, but strictly anonymous and only with legal oversight. That night, I connect with Liam via secure call. Voice only, no names. He sounds cautious, professional, but underneath, there's intensity. I've interviewed 3 women, he says. Each story, scarily similar. Fake financial advice, promises of return, property schemes, all tied to Linda Simmons, sometimes under different aliases. My throat tightens. You're not alone, he says. No, I whisper. And I'm not staying silent anymore. I plan it carefully. The table is set, wine glasses, candles, a home-cooked dinner, the illusion of peace. Mark arrives first, confused. You made dinner? Wanted to talk, I say evenly. All of us. He stiffens. All? The doorbell rings. Linda walks in pearls and condescension. Rachel, she says, looking around like she owns the place. How domestic. We sit. They eat. I don't. My phone is hidden behind a cookbook stand. Camera pointed at the table. Recording. I wait until Linda finishes her second glass of wine. Then I reach into my folder. I wanted to show you both something. I lay out the pages, one by one, across the table. A printout of the shared folder titled Endgame. Emails between Mark and Linda planning how to reframe the divorce. The gratitude letter Linda signed, requesting the money be reclassified as a gift. The title deed with only Mark's name. The list of 6 women who lost money in Linda's schemes. Mark goes white. Linda stops chewing. What is this? She says flatly. Evidence, I say. Silence stretches. Then Linda leans back and smiles. But it's not warm. It's razor-edged. You think this is going to get you anything? You think a judge is going to side with you over us? This is business, sweetheart. And you're just a wife. No, I say quietly. I'm the owner of $150,000 you both tried to launder. I'm the person you deceived. And now I'm also the person with an attorney, 6 sworn statements, and a journalist preparing to go live with your name on the front page. Linda's face hardens. You wouldn't dare. I already did. She stands, knocking her chair back. You manipulative little ingrate. We gave you everything. Mark hasn't moved. He's staring at the papers like they might vanish. You said this would never come out, he mutters. Linda spins toward him. What? He looks up, voice breaking. You told me no one would ever find out, that she wouldn't care. That it was just a formality. Linda's mask slips. I told you to handle it, she snaps. Oh, I did, I cut in. I handled it. Now you'll deal with the consequences. I press stop on the recording. Pick up my phone. Good night, Linda. You should go. Your lawyer's going to need time to prepare. By Monday morning, the gloves are off. Natalie files the full civil lawsuit. Fraud, forgery, unjust enrichment, breach of fiduciary duty. The language is sharp, precise. Each claim backed with dates, documents, bank records, and 6 witness statements. I sign the affidavit with a trembling hand, not from fear, from something else. Finality. That afternoon, we receive a ruling. The court grants an emergency injunction. Effective immediately, neither Mark nor Linda can sell, refinance, transfer, or alter any property assets, including the condo. The financial trap they built is now frozen in amber. Mark finds the order taped to our front door. What the hell is this? He barks, holding the paper like it burns. An end, I reply, to your games. Jesus, Rachel, you're acting like I murdered someone. You murdered trust, and that's worse. He scoffs, tosses the paper on the counter, but says nothing more. The next morning, the police call. A detective from the white-collar crimes unit wants to meet. Natalie accompanies me to the precinct. I hand them a flash drive with every document we have. Every forged note, every email, every victim's testimony. Linda is summoned the next day. She shows up in a tailored cream blazer and oversized sunglasses, as if walking a red carpet. She'll lie, I tell Natalie. Let her, she says. We're not here for confessions. We're here to catch her slipping. And then the article drops. Front page of Finance Rewired, The Quiet Predator, How a Retired Nurse Became the Financial Huntress of the Decade. Linda's face is front and center. Her mugshot from a DUI years ago, long buried, now resurrected. Below it, 6 victims, their stories, their losses, anonymous quotes from me and others. It goes viral within hours. Reddit, Twitter, LinkedIn. By lunchtime, major outlets are calling it the story of the year in financial fraud. Mark's phone rings nonstop. At 1:23 p.m., he gets the call. Fired. Public image. He mumbles. They said the company can't afford the association. They're cutting ties. He spends the rest of the day in silence, pacing. And then, the twist I never saw coming. Liam calls. His voice is quiet, controlled, but different. There's something I didn't tell you, he says. One of the women Linda scammed, she's my mom. Everything slows. She met her in a grief support group, he continues. My dad had just passed. Linda was charming. She convinced Mom to invest some of the insurance payout into a family-owned trust fund. Said it was for widows. Mom lost over 70 grand. I close my eyes. Liam, I'm so sorry. No, I'm not calling for sympathy. I'm calling to tell you I've just handed your case to my editor as our top priority. Every lead, every connection, every other victim. I'm digging, personally. A beat. And Rachel? We found another name. I sit up straight. Who? Anna Ramos. She died last year. Suicide. She'd lost her savings in a trust fund run by Linda Simmons. Her daughter is willing to talk. A chill runs down my spine. She left a note, Liam adds, said she'd been tricked, betrayed, that someone should stop her. Suddenly, this isn't just my story. It's so much bigger. Natalie is quiet when I tell her. Then she says, this changes everything. If we connect Linda to multiple financial deaths, it's not just civil fraud anymore. I mean prison time, federal time, and Mark, he's going down with her. For the first time in weeks, I let myself breathe. They thought they picked the perfect target. Quiet, trusting, obedient. They didn't expect me to turn into their reckoning. The courtroom is colder than I imagined. Or maybe it's just my nerves. I sit at the plaintiff's table in a navy blue suit, palms flat on the polished wood. Natalie sits beside me, calm, collected. Across from us, Linda Simmons in beige again, the color of denial, and Mark, ghost pale, avoiding my eyes. The judge enters. All rise. Today, we will deliver a final ruling in the matter of Simmons versus Simmons et al., the bailiff announces. The judge adjusts her glasses. This case has drawn considerable public attention due to its emotional gravity, but at its core, it's about trust. Broken, weaponized, and sold. My chest tightens. Mrs. Simmons, she turns to me. You have alleged that your husband and mother-in-law conspired to defraud you of your inheritance, property interest, and financial autonomy. Do you have any final statements? I stand. My hands don't shake. Your Honor, I say, voice firm, this wasn't just about money. This was about betrayal. Systematic, strategic betrayal from the people I built my life around. I was told I was loved, valued, protected, while behind closed doors, I was treated like an investor to be drained. I glance at Mark. His jaw is locked. At Linda, blank, unreadable. I want justice, not just for myself, but for every woman who's ever been told it's just paperwork. I sit. The room holds its breath. The judge nods. Mr. Simmons, she says, do you wish to respond? Mark stands slowly, clears his throat. I made mistakes, he mumbles. I didn't mean for it to go this far. He looks at me for the first time. I was weak, and I'm sorry. Sit down, the judge says. Not unkindly, just final. She turns to Linda. Ms. Simmons, any words before sentencing? Linda rises, defiant. I only ever did what I thought was best for my son. She catches herself. She made assumptions. I never promised anything. People get emotional about money and… Enough, the judge snaps. You defrauded multiple individuals across multiple states. Your actions were not protective. They were predatory. She looks down at her papers. This court finds in favor of Rachel Simmons. The property at the center of this dispute will be returned to her name. Sole ownership. All forged documents are null and void. Mr. Simmons is to relinquish any legal claim. Mark lowers his head. Linda stiffens. In addition, in accordance with your plea, Ms. Simmons will pay $250,000 in restitution to her victims and serve 5 years probation under court supervision. She huffs but says nothing. I exhale slowly. It's done. As the judge rises, I remain seated. Let them walk out first. Mark doesn't even look back. Linda pauses at the door, her voice barely a whisper. You think this is a win? I stand. No, this is justice. The win is waking up tomorrow without your name on my life. She flinches, then leaves. I step out into the hallway. Reporters are waiting, flashes, voices, questions, but all I do is smile, because now the silence is mine.